Back to the book. The following dawn, as we prepared to break camp, one of the men discovered a booby trap at the vertex of the draw where the two hills came together. The device consisted of a sea ration can holding a grenade with its pin removed so that when the grenade spoon was held in place by the side of the can. The can was rigged about knee-high and located just to the side of the trail with a tripwire crossing the trail to anchor on the other side. It was the first booby trap I had seen since coming into country, and although rigged crudely, it was fully as lethal as a more sophisticated device. If we had proceeded through the draw on the previous day's twilight rather than stopped to make camp, my point man and perhaps several others would probably have been maimed or killed. I reminded myself that the platoon had to become more disciplined at using the probe sticks and staying off trails. I had our demolition man rig a time charge to blow the booby trap in place as we exited the draw. As the last squad cleared our bivouac area and the platoon spread out across the terrain in patrol formation, the booby trap detonated harmlessly. Almost simultaneously, we began taking fire again from an adjacent tree line to the area we had just left. Once more, most of the rounds were short, but the volume was heavier than it had been the night before and included automatic weapons fire. Obviously, whoever had been shooting at us yesterday had gone for reinforcements during the night and had lain in wait for us, having figured out our probable route of march for the next day. I picked up the pace as the rounds nipped at our heels, and the lag squad returned fire, but the enemy firing did not stop until one of the men in the squad fired a rocket into the tree line, which burst into an orange ball of flame and ended the contact from that quarter. By now, those of us in the front of the patrol were almost running to get out of the range of the marksman in the tree line. As we approached another hedgerow that paralleled the main road back to Camp 413, I was panting and out of breath, but relieved that our adversaries had miscalculated the range. Just as we slowed pace to allow the rest of the unit to catch up, another explosion just in front of me rent the air, and my point man and the Marine behind him collapsed into the sand. In our haste to get away, we had tripped another booby trap, and I watched helplessly and in horror for a moment as the two wounded Marines writhed in agony on the ground before me. The man who had triggered the booby trap was wounded worse, and he bled from a half a dozen shrapnel wounds, including a mean-looking gash in his neck. The second man was stunned by the explosion and had several minor nicks and cuts, but for the most part, he had been shielded from the grenade fragments by the body of the man in front of him. Within minutes, the corpsmen were busy staunching the flow of blood, administering morphine shots, and applying battle dressings. So this is now he's 36 hours into his first day in the Riviera.